The History of LSU by Susanna Thibodeau. LSU was founded in Pineville, Louisiana in the year of 1860. Originally a military school, LSU has come a long way from where it began. From the very first time LSU opened its doors, it struggled to keep them open. The first challenge to the school was the Civil War. LSU had many of its students and faculty torn away from it. Through the duration of the war, efforts were made to keep the doors open. These efforts failed, and LSU eventually closed down. The war had finally ended, and the time came for LSU to reopen for its students. The first graduating class of LSU graduated 9 years later, in 1869. Shortly after parting ways with her first graduating class, LSU was threatened with closure once again when a fire destroyed the only building associated with the school. Along with classrooms, the building consisted of a dining hall, dormitories, and a library. This loss was devastating to the school. In another effort to remain open, the school was relocated to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, in the same building as the state's Institute for the Deaf, Dumb, and Blind. They shared this building for many years, until all who were institutionalized were dispersed to different institutions. LSU was able to remain in the building, but never truly owned it. The faculty and staff eventually outgrew their current campus at the Institute. The university was moved to the location of Louisiana's current-day Capitol building. With the move to a new campus came new endeavors and new challenges. For the first time in the history of the school, sports teams were formed. Sports included tennis, baseball, and of course, our beloved football. It was around that time that LSU moved to their new campus, but war broke out once more. World War I began, and it took with it many of the students and faculty of LSU once again. In remembrance of the victims of the war, the memorial grove behind the current-day Student Union was dedicated to students who lost their lives. The memorial tower on current-day campus was built to commemorate the loss of the lives of all Louisianians. The students and faculty once again outgrew their campus, and it was time for something new. In 1926, the campus we all know and love today was dedicated. Huey P Long took a liking to LSU and made it his mission as governor to improve LSU and put it on the map. He paid great attention to the band and football. Long truly influenced LSU's culture as we know it today. During his time as governor, Tiger Stadium went through expansions to be able to seat more fans. This was a direct result of the efforts he paid to LSU. More eyes were on LSU than ever before. From the time it opened over 90 years ago to now, Tiger Stadium has over quadrupled in size. Originally able to seat 24,000 fans, Tiger Stadium can now hold over 102,000 fans today. In 1934, it was decided that LSU's school spirit could benefit from a live mascot. Mike 1 was introduced to the school. It was then that the tradition of a live mascot was started. This tradition has remained in place ever since. Since 1934, LSU has had 7 live tiger mascots, with a mystery rumored around a possible 8th tiger posing as Mike II in 1956. In 2020, LSU was listed at 72 as one of the top public universities in the entire nation. In 2021, the university had an enrollment count of 34,290 and is growing in size every single year. Despite its rough beginnings and many trials and tribulations, LSU has persevered to become one of the greatest schools in the nation. It is a miracle that the school remains today, and even more of a miracle that it is as successful as it is today.